The libs, polling-wise, have a front-runner, and that front-runner is none other than former DEI hire Vice President Kamala Harris, leading the pack by a ton, with Pete Buttigieg coming in at 11% and Gavin Newsom coming in at 10%. Anthony, who do you think the libs are going to turn to ultimately? Because everybody knows at the start of all of these 2028 elections, we're still 3.5 years away from that. The most recognizable name generally comes to the top of the polling. And who do you think is ultimately going to come out ahead on this, according to all the libs?
Well, in the wise words of my nationality confused former Vice President Kamala Harris, who was also my Jamaican sister, hey man, me not understand what be happening here in all these things, man. It's messy. Me not understand a thing. Me not get no peace and nothing happening from all these things happening, man, with politics in America. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, all of that to say, all of these things are just misguided tendencies, because everybody else that has common sense sees what everybody who had the option and the ability to actually be in a position to do better for the American people didn't do a thing. And it was 4 years of blaming everybody else before them when they did absolutely nothing. And if you guys don't remember when former Vice President Harris went to Puerto Rico and she's dancing to a song from Puerto Ricans asking her what the heck she's doing in their island. Make that make sense.
For the record, Anthony is also of Jamaican descent and therefore can get away with doing that accent. So I'm sure some of us might feel a little bit scared there. But yeah, no, very funny. I appreciate the artism, the artistic expression there. David, I'm surprised that Governor Gavin Newsom, dictator of California, is so low on that, considering all the media attention that he's gotten over the last month. I think he's probably thinking, I should be surging here. Why is it that he's not higher than where he is?
I see. I was going to answer in patois, but you asked me about Gavin Newsom, so I'm just going to speak just the normal English. Look, Gavin Newsom is not very popular in California. He even had a recall there. I think he just comes off as slimy and gross. And I'm going to actually tell you something else. Gavin Newsom is not liberal enough for the liberals anymore. And that's the reality. Even as crazy as he is and as left-wing as he tries to be, Gavin Newsom is the Nancy Pelosi lineage. He's not the radical left. And so he's not even, this is where the Democrat Party lives now. They want Bernie Sanders and AOC. They want Ilhan Omar. They don't want Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is going to end up like RFK Jr. after this election. He's going to come begging Trump to allow him to join the administration. He's going to go to JD Vance and be like, President Vance, can I please just join your administration to do something to be politically relevant again? Because he's not far left radical enough. Listen, I'm all on board. Put Kamala up there. Put them all there, because we'll just easily win, just like we did with Hillary Clinton. I don't want to see Gavin Newsom, to be honest with you. I think he's more of a threat to our move, to the next election than Kamala Harris would be, because he's slick and, he looks good on camera and he says the right things. And yes, please put up a socialist instead, please.
Yeah, I'm all about having Kamala Harris lose again. I think that would just be so funny and so delicious.